today I'm flying from Newark to London in United Polaris Business Class.
United is a fascinating airline. On board this overnight Polaris flight, I experienced both amazing highlights, but also shortcomings so baffling they almost seem malicious. Nevertheless, looking back at the experience, it was the perfect red-eye. Around midnight, 2 hours behind schedule, we'll depart from Newark. Our flight path deviates from the usual route over Canada and Ireland. Instead, we head straight for the ocean. In the same straight fashion, we fly into England, where we do a little circling before being welcomed into London Heathrow Airport. Altogether, a 7-hour flight covering almost 3,500 miles. My day began in Toronto, from where I could have chosen one of the 8 direct flights to London, but the chance to visit New York during a long layover is an opportunity I will always take. My time in the city was fun, but wasn't the most exciting. I was doing the low-budget tourist activity, walking around and looking at things. On the way back, both Penn Station and the trains headed to Jersey were taken over by a gang known as the Swifties. When Taylor Swift is not in the city, getting to New York Airport is easy. New York City has the most impressive public transit system in North America. The Metropolitan Transportation Authority operates numerous bus and subway lines. All 5 boroughs are well connected, with Manhattan being the hub of the system. Unfortunately, our departure airport is not in the city or even the state. To get to the airport, one option is the express bus. In Manhattan, it makes 3 stops around Midtown before heading to the airport. Once there, the bus stops at each of the 3 terminals. The other option is New Jersey transit trains from Manhattan's Penn Station. You could also take the PASS train from the financial district and connect onto one of these trains at Newark's Penn Station. This will get you to New York Airport Station. From there, the air train shuttles people to the actual terminals. Our stop is Terminal C, the United Airlines terminal. Majority of their flights depart from here, though some depart from Terminal A. The check-in hall feels sterile, like a well-funded psychiatric facility. My luggage was already checked in Toronto, so I made my way through security and then straight to the Polaris Lounge. United operates these at all their domestic hubs, except Denver. Regardless how the ticket was purchased, or if it was an upgrade, any customer in Starline's business or first-class cabins are welcomed here. Arriving Polaris passengers can also access the lounge on arrival if they can somehow make it back airside, so basically on a connection, or another example if you were pre-cleared from Dublin. The main highlight of this lounge is the restaurant. Some call it a la carte, which makes it sound fancy because it's French. And I mean it's true, but no one ever refers to McDonald's as a la carte, which it is. For the starter, I ordered fava bean hummus. It tasted correct, but nothing amazing. For the main, I went for the United Signature Burger. How does an airline that's known for having poor catering have a signature dish? I thought patty was a little too small and could have used more seasoning, but the other ingredients were good. For the dessert, I got greedy. On the left is the strawberry rhubarb tart. I did not enjoy it, but the chocolate chip skillet cookie with ice cream was amazing. I asked for another one. The dining room experience is fun. The views are awesome, the food is good compared to most lounges in North America and Europe, and the waiters they're nice. But if this was a real restaurant that costs money, I would not come back. The drinks out of the bar were phenomenal. My Moscow Mule was perfect, and so was the champagne in the fancy flute. If you wish to skip the restaurant, you can order drinks directly from the bartenders and grab a bite from the buffet. I didn't take advantage of it myself, but I got some shots for you. The greens and the vegetable sections were looking good. My mother would love this. The sandwiches and the other cooked options were looking a little bland, but I didn't try any of it, so it could have been delicious. I don't know. The quality of the food is a letdown to an otherwise perfect lounge. There's plenty of seating options. The best seats are near the large windows offering apron views, or these big cubicle things. The decor is gorgeous. The simple marble pattern makes the space feel luxurious in a sophisticated and an elegant way. These designs continue into single-user restrooms, which from now on are an essential at a premium lounge, as well as the shower suites. On this day, I really appreciate this amenity. After walking a few hours around New York during the summer, I do not feel fresh. This is also the best shower suite I have ever been in. It's very elegant and very humongous. Another amenity the lounge offers are nap rooms. Unfortunately, they don't have flat beds. Instead, they opted for these weird shapes. The airline limits the use of these to only an hour unless no one is waiting. If it's time limited, why also limit the comfort? I failed to fall asleep, so I went back to the lounge and patiently waited for the boarding to start. Our ride for today is a Boeing 767. This one in particular is 31 years old. United is planning to retire these birds as their Dreamliner orders get delivered, but Boeing is Boeing, so it's going to be a while. The boarding was delayed by 2 hours, and the gate agent told me it was for cleaning. I don't believe that, but okay. Eventually, the boarding did happen. Polaris Passengers and Star Alliance Gold are in Group 1, which is called right after United 1K's pre-board. Pre-boarding is a strong word. There are so many 1Ks, it's more like Group 0, which is why they should just make Group 0 and board 1Ks and Polaris at the same time. United cabins are elegant, and so are the seats. They use muted colors along with their signature blue colors on the seat fabric and wherever else it makes sense to match their cabins with the company's branding. I wish to get rest on this flight, so we're blitzing straight into the seat tour. As always, right in front of you is the display, but we'll look at it later. On the left, in your personal aisle, is your personal coat hook. Below the display is a storage slot, and next to it is a USB-A port. Further below is the tray table. It slides out, and it's already rather large, but then it folds out, and now it's ginormous. If you have a tablet, there's a notch to make it stand. Going all the way down, we have a footrest, and below that is a bit of storage space, perhaps for a small backpack or a pair of shoes. Going back up to your right are the seat controls. The scroll wheel controls the recline of the seat. I wonder why they use this mechanism instead of just using buttons like most seats do. Moving on, from right to left, the first button controls the leg rest, the next two buttons adjust lumbar support, then the on and off button for the lamp, and finally the do not wake up button. On your left is a little bit of surface area for whatever you want. Here's a lamp. It's not very bright, mostly seems to be for decoration. Embedded into the wall of the seat is the remote for the IFE, as well as the universal power outlet and another USB-A port. Unfortunately, no USB-C on this plane. If you wish to read something that does not emit its own light, there is an effective reading light that pops out, and the button below it controls its intensity. There's a storage cubby here. It's rather small. This is where you'll find your headphones and a vanity mirror. Finally, there's a smartly hidden literature pocket in the adjustable armrest. It's nice that it goes down, a bit more space for sleeping. The seat features a large adjustable leather headrest, and the chair is nicely cushioned. No complaints from me. The seat is Safran Optima. In my opinion, it's a good seat. It offers a lot of privacy, especially the window seats, but can feel claustrophobic. I'll touch on this a bit later. Still on the ground, let's look at more things. A flight attendant brought out the pre-departure beverage. It was a bottle of Dasani water. Usually they do offer champagne or orange juice, but perhaps they were rushing because of the delay. This away amenity kit is the best. It's like a small suitcase. It's very cute. Unfortunately, it has been discontinued. I am very happy that after the flight, I took a few extra ones with me. Inside of it are earplugs, an eye mask for sleeping, a pen, a pair of socks, Sunday Riley cleansing cloths, face cream, lip balm, and hand cream, some note that I didn't read, toothbrush, toothpaste, and tissues. Eventually we pushed back, another 30 minutes, and I could have asked for compensation. Damn.
Flight attendants, please be seated for departure.
The city that never sleeps. The one time I overslept my flight from here to Hawaii. The rapid service starts. First the warm towels come out, and are quickly followed by the tablecloth and first refreshments. I'm not sure why United opts to use such an ugly tablecloth. I understand it's their colors, but it doesn't look good. White looks much nicer, and I assume it's cheaper to purchase. For the refreshments, it's a bowl of nuts and a choice of beverage. I went for water and champagne. Then, unceremoniously, everything comes on one tray. I believe the main usually comes later, but for a red-eye, I guess it's an expedited service. Shareholders rejoice. I'm impressed. United's ability to serve such poor catering while still selling out the premium cabin, it's impressive. Presentation-wise, their style seems to be just throw the food in the bowls. For the salad, it's the spicy soba noodles. It didn't look appetizing, it was very cold, it tasted very bland, and it did not bring joy. I googled the dish, and it looks much more appetizing on the internet. For the appetizer, it's bang bang chicken. Again, it looks unappetizing. It's as if they're trying to hide the meat under the greens. But it tasted good. I ate the chicken bits, and I liked it. Finally, the main. I went for seared beef short rib. It came with onion compote on top of it, along with chili ratatouille and a few potatoes on the side. I ate the 3 potatoes and the short rib. The beef was overcooked, making it tough to chew and lacking in flavor. I don't think it was seasoned either, but maybe the seasoning burned off. The best way I can describe it, it's a piece of meat that is edible. Imagine being a cow, and it's your day to get butchered. Your last thoughts might be, maybe Gordon Ramsay is going to cook me in a fancy New York restaurant. But no. you get butchered once more, this time in New Jersey by Gay Gourmet, before being served on a United flight. Oof. The good news is, the airline knows how to finish strong. For the dessert, I chose the ice cream sundae. It was delicious. But let's not give any credit to United. It's hard to fuck up an ice cream, and plus, I did half the job choosing the toppings. I don't like criticizing food because what if it's just me? Maybe I don't understand the culture, but it's so easy with United. They make it so obvious they do not care. Other than the ice cream, the first meal service was bad. Before my nap, I made a quick stop at the Lavatory. If I didn't tell you this was a 30-year-old plane, you would not be able to tell. United refurbished these planes very well. The Lavatory received a substantial facelift, now looking very modern, even better than standard Boeing lavatories of today. On the very dusty shelf, there's a spot cleaner, and on the dusty shelf below is a bottle of hand cream and a face mist spray. I love that this flight was delayed for cleaning purposes. I was really surprised by the water pressure. A lot of these older planes have faucets that barely sprinkle any water, but this one is solid. There's a good amount of counter space, say for an Amenity Kit or a camera. Here's a toilet looking pearly white. Above it is a pull-out shelf for a baby. I opted not to open it, not sure why, maybe I feared it was cleaned as well as those shelves. Lastly, there's a full body mirror to make sure you're looking clean and presentable. Alright, almost nap time. The bed. This is where United really shines. Like most seats, it goes flat, but United provides proper bedding. First a mattress, then blanket number 1, then blanket number 2, then a plush pillow, and another cooling gel pillow. I'm not aware of any other airlines that has this much bedding. When you board, everything will be on your seat except the mattress pad. You must ask for it. The bed is very spacious for my 6'1", rounded to 6'2" self. There's enough room for my legs, and my body has enough space for my very violent sleeping style. The soft seat and mattress combo makes for a comfortable surface. All that, plus the very private seat, I slept without a problem. As I drifted off, my thoughts turned to airline cabins, specifically United's Polaris configuration and why I believe it's not the best. This is United's 777. My first issue is the seat inequality within the cabin. The odd-numbered seats are far superior in terms of privacy. One seat has its own aisle, the other is in the aisle. Secondly, are these really window seats? Even if you're lucky and the window perfectly lines up with the side table, the seat is angled away from the window. So as far as I'm concerned, on this plane with 60 business seats, only 16 are true window seats. I don't like those odds. Suddenly, I was awoken. For breakfast. While the pancakes are getting microwaved, let's look at the IFE. United's technology is very good. In front of us is a 16-inch HD touchscreen display. It's nice and bright and the colors are saturated. The responsiveness is very impressive, as is the mapping software. There are a few view options. In my opinion, the day and night mode looks very neat and is my favorite. The information tab is also plenty informative. In terms of entertainment, plenty of movies and TV shows are available. Everything is categorized and should be easy to find something for your current mood. When you finally make your choice and you click it, the landing page loads immediately. If you change your mind, it disappears immediately too. Some IFEs are so slow in this regard, they encourage sunk cost fallacy, but not this one. If you wish, you can control the IFE with the remote. It's very useful when you have food on your tray. They can improve the entertainment experience by phasing out these headphones. I actually think they're comfortable and they sound fine, but they are not noise cancelling and it's 2024. Alright, with a bit over an hour before landing, breakfast is served. The options were a baked egg or lemon ricotta pancakes. Along with it comes a bowl of yogurt with 2 pieces of an orange, 2 grapes, and 1 single leaf. And then on the final plate, a defective croissant. The pancakes were not thick and not fluffy. Instead, they were very flat and soggy. I kept feeling weird chunks of something, like clumps of unsifted flour. Though the pancakes were bland, dipping them into this sweet blueberry syrup made them bearable. I wish I didn't have to dip food into this puddle of sugar to be able to eat it, but it is what it is. Is there even point in critiquing a food if it's so obvious United doesn't care? I think I can. They just won't do anything about it. They obviously don't believe service matters to their customers. The catering is such a weak point in an otherwise almost perfect setup. On this flight, I thought the flight attendants were nice and professional. Mind you, I slept through the majority of the flight. But on another daytime flight, I noticed that they don't walk the cabin between services, or at least not as much as other airlines do. For me, I'm fine to walk to the galley to get a drink, but I know some people really care about the service. If the soft product is important to you, I would suggest looking literally anywhere else, except maybe American Airlines. On the other hand, the hard product of United is very good. The Colon Super Diamond seat that Air Canada, American, and BA install on airplanes, in my opinion, is preferred. But the Polaris product is not far behind and maybe even stronger for the redeyes, especially with air bedding. I think Polaris is a phenomenal redeye product. From their hubs, in their lounges, you can take a shower and then eat a nice meal. Then on board, just refuse the meals and mark yourself as not to be awoken, and then sleep until it's time to land. But the plane that flies the redeye usually flies back during the day, and frankly, I don't want to be awake in the Polaris cabin. Without the need for privacy during a daytime flight, to me personally, this seat becomes claustrophobic, and issues with the soft product become much more apparent. There are plenty of airlines that fly more airy business cabins, which I personally prefer, and those airlines will undeniably have much better service. United's IFE might be great, but it's available in their economy too. Of course, sitting in business is always better than economy, but if I can't get a very good deal, I would rather sit in the back and save the money for the destination. Other than the extra space, on a daytime flight, Polaris does nothing for me. Alright, that's gonna be it for me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. If you wish to see more, subscribe. Next video I'll likely edit is Lufthansa A380 economy class. If you want to give me any feedback, I'll take it in the comment section. Otherwise, thank you for watching again, and bye bye.